Hello and welcome to Stinger Madness. This is a rerun episode from 2017, November specifically, and our nonsensical November of that year. Coming in with Lady in the Water, M. Night Shyamalan's movie that is about birds eating ladies. I hope you enjoy. This movie fucking sucks. It is Lady in the Water on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
It stinks.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. This is the podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. Sam and Jackie are here. It is Nonsensical November, the last episode of Nonsensical November 2017, showcasing M. Night Shyamalan's fairy tale Lady in the Water, starring Paul Giamatti and Bryce Dallas Howard. Go. To the bathroom and puke.
Yep.
What was that about?
It's about a lady in the water. It's not even about a lady in the water.
It's not about a lady in the water.
I thought this was going to be a horror movie
Really? What made you think that?
because it's a lady in the water, so I'm assuming she's going to drown people that live in the apartment complex.
So she's like Jason's mom, but Jason himself?
Or she's like Jaws.
She's like Jaws.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like pool Jaws.
They get a
Pool
little too
Jaws.
close to the pool at night. She drags them in.
You know what the most horrific thing that you can find in a pool is?
A
Who?
turd.
A turd.
Yeah.
That's right.
I was like, is this a trick question?
And this is a turd.
He's like,
So it's pretty horrifying, Jackie, if you ask me. I'm frightened of M. Night Shyamalan and his continued career.
So I
It horrifies me.
I think this might be the first M. Night Shyamalan movie that I've watched.
oh,
Ever?
really?
I think so.
You've never seen Sixth Sense?
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signs?
No, I didn't see. Oh, yes, I saw
I
Signs.
didn't see
Okay.
signs.
Yeah, those are the two big ones. And we just talked this morning about how you'd already seen Unbreakable.
Oh, yep.
I thought The Village did better financially than Signs.
Really? That's
So
surprising. to me.
here's something. Well, since I just spit out the idea of numbers. So after he does his independent film, his next 5 movies, worldwide grosses anyway,
Right.
$1.8 billion.
That's insane. That's really insane. Now, Sam, I know you hate M. Night Shyamalan, and
Do you not like him?
I also am in that camp. Starting with, is The Sixth Sense? I know you don't like it, but is it his best movie? Now we haven't seen this new one called Split.
So
but,
here's the deal. I don't distinguish the two of them, Village and Sixth Sense. I think The Village actually is stronger filmmaking wise.
Okay.
But the thing is both times, 15 minutes in, I know what's happening and I'm
Right.
suffering.
Correct.
I am suffering. And it's not like I'm this super plot detective.
You're not the film critic that's in this movie.
No. He beats you in the face
Yeah.
at the beginning of the movie with what the twist at the end is.
My problem with The Sixth Sense is, and I don't think it's shit. I think it's just bleh.
Yeah.
But he does beat you in the face with it. And if you've ever seen anything ever, like I'm thinking, if you've seen A Christmas Carol or George Bailey, you know he's fucking dead immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm not just using those because they're Christmas movie and Christmas is coming right around the corner. Get your pants in a twist, Jackie. But it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's fucking nobody talks to him.
No one even looks at him.
Ding, 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 ding. So it's not that great. Everybody fucking jerks off to it. Unbreakable is an unviewable movie.
This was worse.
This is okay. All right. I think that's contentious argument land that you're heading towards.
We can save it for the end, maybe.
What else? Signs.
I never saw that.
The aliens fly all the way across the fucking galaxy to eat people, but they're allergic to water. A planet they flew to that is 75% covered
Why would they-
in the fucking... It's like cat people being allergic to cats.
Well, if they're going to eat people, we're like mostly water.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely stupid. And then we've got, obviously, Battlefield Earth. No, what's that movie called? Earth 2.0? Earth... Will Smith can't speak right.
Oh,
Earth?
After Earth.
After Earth, yeah.
I could argue for years on why that's the worst movie ever made, actually, but
You think it's worse than Plan 9 or Monster or Go-Go?
because of how much it cost, yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, I thought this one was completely insulting.
It's infuriatingly insulting. The ego on this fucking asshole.
That's what well, we're already there. This is a vanity piece gone awry. This is
Absolutely.
the same as Templar Nation, James's film, Wiseau's The Room, and Neil Breen's Fateful Findings.
Correct.
Now, I'm going to consider this one worse off the bat, not for the one separating quality that it has. They worship themselves visually with the camera. All the other three do.
Right.
He doesn't. He does something much worse. We are supposed to worship M. Night Shyamalan. I'm going to use a fake word, the ideologian.
The ideologian.
Yes.
Okay.
This film is a vanity piece for his good ideas.
And a big fuck you to anybody who judges his movies.
Yeah.
Or thinks his... Everything we just said at the start of this, dissing on Sixth Sense, he is telling me to fuck right off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he knows better than anybody how to write stories.
Exactly.
So we're all assholes because we can see through his bullshit. And but the very fact that we do not worship him as a filmmaker makes us inferior as film critics. He is the Donald Trump of fucking movie directors, because if you do anything that, like, Donald Trump today fucking got those guys, the basketball players, out, and he's like, well, they didn't thank me, so I should have left them there.
Yeah.
Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Donald Trump's a good comparison because he doesn't, with the other ones, especially Breen, like, he has some agenda there. Because, like, he's got, yeah, sure, he saved government secrets on a magic rock.
Right. I've got to get this work done.
But at the same time, he does have some, like, there's a corporate greed that he's after. Whereas in this one, M. Night Shyamalan doesn't actually have any ideas.
None.
He's just like, oh, these are going to really shake things up. Some people aren't going to like these ideas. He doesn't even tell you what these ideas are.
He's got a book called The Cookbook.
Yeah.
Boy, that sounds very familiar to another book that the people who read it have that same type of attitude about the things within said blank cookbook. We're going to change the world by this book that's called blank cookbook.
Yeah.
And banned throughout the nation. Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan. You're a fucking anarchist? Is that what you're trying to hint at here, you dipshit?
I don't even know.
He's the savior of the world, Justin.
Right, which is what every single asshole that reads the anarchist cookbook says about themselves. He's fucking David Koresh?
He's on a high horse.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Now, to, jump onto his side a little bit, not really onto his side, but to maybe give him a little pillow to sit on. He just made $1.8 billion.
Right.
So he is completely self-absorbed at this time. And it would be hard not to. But at this point, he realizes...
I think people can do it, Sam. I think there's nice, rich guys. Warren Buffett, maybe. Just
Sure.
Don't toss
Well,
them
there's
out
some filmmakers that have been successful that haven't gone south, and this isn't one of them. But he, with everything that's happened in his career thus far, a very young career, he's realized, I am the smartest guy on the planet.
I'm the chosen one.
I'm the chosen
fucking
one.
Neo.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh,
And then he
man.
does this, which is beyond the fact that he's telling us that he's this great idea guy, doesn't give us any ideas. He does something that is by and large impossible, and he invents a fairy tale. And one of the things that a fairy tale needs is a few generations of people that got used to the idea of it before they got older.
Or a moral, which this does not have.
This is a bunch of desperate people living in an apartment complex.
They don't. I question that greatly. What you just said.
I would say that this is dumber than most fairy tales.
Okay.
But if you were used to the idea, you wouldn't hate it as much. The problem is the only two people that heard this before it went to theaters were his kids.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people that could possibly enjoy this movie are his children.
Okay.
And he spent $70 million.
$70 million to make Lady in the Water. Where did it go?
They built the apartment complex from the ground up
Why did they do that?
because it needed to be closer to his house so his commute was less.
That's fucking insanity.
I want it to be a different reason from that, but he built it 5 minutes from his house in Pennsylvania.
That is the worst. Who greenlights that? Who writes a fucking check for that and says, go
Warner.
ahead?
Warner.
What a bunch of dipshits. Why would you do that? Tell this fucking kid to go fuck himself. He's writing checks, literally, that his ass can't cash.
Can't cash. It made 18 domestically.
Yeah, well, what a deal. Jackie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you pretty much should be, you piece of shit. That, fuck you, Justin.
Well, here's
this
the
was
deal.
so awful. It was almost unviewable. I didn't want to watch it after the first 5 minutes.
It's hard to not tune out in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like, every 5 minutes, I had to force myself to keep watching it.
Right. Here's the deal. I wanted to. I chose this film specifically because when I saw it when it came out, I think I might have been in the boat with Jackie that. Ooh, maybe it's a little horror-esque.
Yeah.
I wanted to see some blood and guts. Stuff like that. At that
and
point
this
in time.
movie could have delivered that.
It
Could have.
Could have. When I watched it, I was baffled by it. In the same vein that I was baffled by Dreamcatcher. Now, Dreamcatcher is a hell of a lot more fun.
Sure.
But it's still lunacy.
You can't.
In storytelling, you can't put it together.
No.
And we're going to try. That is what our job is to do today, is to put our best feet forward and make some goddamn good film theories about what this thing is trying to accomplish.
To make M. Night Shyamalan the savior of the world.
Right. Well, there's
and
that.
the rest of us can fuck off if we don't understand.
But what's the vehicle to get there? That's what we have to figure out.
An
Jackie.
eagle
Yeah. Well, no.
and a nymph
Okay. All right.
and imagination.
Some boots and some keys. A toilet brush.
Sam, what else you got on this thing?
As far as it doesn't really do that much domestically, it
Mhm.
is a pet project.
Mhm.
Vanity piece, gone awry. He also was so far behind it that he released a children's book that coincided with the release of the film. And it went in more depth on the world of the Scrunts and the Narfs.
The established universe.
Yeah, but at the same time, like anywhere I would go to read about like how much more in depth, it was like, oh, about 2 more sentences, because there's not really anything there.
Right.
And that this is sort of the downturn of his career.
And speaking of downturns of careers, this is 2006, and we're introduced to a fine young woman and a fine young actress named Bryce Dallas Howard, who then disappeared for 10 years.
Giamatti didn't do good after this.
No, but he was everywhere. None of his movies were any good, but this is Hollywood royalty that we're talking about. The daughter of the finest film director that made a movie called Rush that I can think of.
He's done some bad ones too.
He's done some real bad fucking movies. Rush is incredible. She falls off the fucking planet until Jurassic World.
She's in stuff, but she just doesn't have leads.
She was in 5 movies.
Yeah.
During that 10-year span.
This was not a good project for anyone involved.
The BDH launch pad was not so good.
When I saw Jeff Wright show up, I was like, oh no, Jeff Wright, this is what happened to you for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You were in this fucking thing. He didn't do bad.
Right.
Like, he didn't lay it on thick. He was like, I'm just going to do my thing and leave. And he did. But yeah, it's just a disaster. And Shyamalan actually blames it on Warner.
Because
they didn't get behind it the way Disney got behind his other movies.
They gave him $70 million so that he could have a short commute.
Yeah.
I think they're behind it.
They were behind it. That's the thing. No, it didn't do well because it sucked.
Right.
And the only reason Disney didn't make it is because he apparently had sent the script to one of the executives that he usually works with, and he found out that she didn't read it, and they got into like a tissy fit, and he's like, I'm leaving. Because he didn't feel important enough, I guess. So he's like, I'm taking this to Warner Brothers. And then Disney was probably like, thank God.
Yes. Oh boy, I'm glad that. Good decision there. Man. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
We got a long ways to go. So we get the Catwoman intro at the beginning of this with the water people. Previous times, in ancient times, the men lived next to the water people, and the water people shared their wealth of knowledge and their secrets and their advice, and were guardians, keepers of man, as it were. And then, at some point in time, man moved inland.
Yeah, they picked up their mobile homes and moved inland. That's what it looked like.
They really did pick up their homes and moved inland. Now, I'm sorry, but memory tells me that we've got towns called like New York and fucking
Seattle,
Portland, and
Earth people. They live by the ocean.
all those big, massive cities that live in Europe by the ocean and
Great Lakes
and
cities.
seaports, and like that's everybody actually flocked to the oceans
Detroit, Cleveland.
as a natural path in human evolution. We never went inland. We always stayed by the ocean.
Where 90% of our population is on the seaboard.
We rely on it. We need it to survive.
Well, you know why?
Why?
Because there's ladies in that water.
There's ladies in the water, and
And
I
they're
like 'em.
bitching at you.
Some
Turn off your TV. Quit playing that music so goddamn loud. I'm going to shove that flute right up your butt if you don't go to bed right now, Timmy.
I was gonna go a different direction.
Yeah, me too, actually. I was thinking like mermaids, manatees,
Yeah,
sexy,
girls for
sexy
single
manatees.
men. Not that.
Here
Not
there be monsters.
Not being assaulted with musical instruments.
You fucking flute pan.
Yeah.
So no, M. Night Shyamalan, that's not it at all. So what happened is we moved inland and we broke from the water people. We don't have their sphere of influence over us anymore. So that caused us to start fighting amongst ourselves, and war erupted, and now the world is shit because we don't have the water people near us. Even though I have been to both the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean,
Yeah.
they're covered with cities.
Yep. And there isn't any girls for single men, no matter how far you walk out into the water.
Are you quoting Primus?
Yeah, twice now. And if you stand out there long enough, you just get cold and your balls get salt in them.
There's 5 listeners going, Primus.
Primus.
The
Girls
rest
for
of them are
single
going,
men.
who the fuck is Primus? So they send in young ones, the water people. They send in their young ones to try to reconnect with men and women, but they're eaten by angry badgers.
I believe they're grass dogs.
Grass dogs.
But
Grass dogs.
The drawing that he has with these stick people in the beginning, it definitely looks like a beaver.
It is a beaver at the beginning.
Yeah, it looks like a beaver and with a really large mouth because it can carry you off by your waist.
Okay, so I want to postulate here.
Sure. Beaver.
Well, the ocean, the water people lived next to man, and everything
Sure.
was good. What the fuck were these grass dogs doing during that time? Were they even around?
They're licking their own business.
They're just hanging out, licking their own. They don't have a purpose
They don't.
until man moves inland, and they send in the young ones so they can be eaten by green dogs.
Well, maybe because other civilizations had more than pool cleaning tools. They actually fought the grass dogs.
They fought the pool boys?
Well, and
No, the grass dogs didn't eat the water ladies because men had pointy sticks.
They didn't need to eat the water ladies because the water ladies stayed in the water. It's not until the young ones go, or the emissaries of water people get sent out.
Well,
Do they start getting eaten?
how the fuck are we talking to them before? I can't hear shit underwater.
well, you want to know what I know? This is the worst way to select a new leader.
By having them be eaten by
Yeah, if you
green
can
dog.
survive the green dog attacks,
Uh-huh.
yeah, then you could be the leader of Water People World.
Waterworld? Kevin Costner's the leader of Waterworld.
is this how the Mormon religion works?
No, they had magic rocks. It was way more.
Well, they send out their young to do mission work for the benefit of mankind.
Oh my God! So she's
and then they come back and be leaders of the church.
It's not just the Mormons; all the churches do that. So this is just a missionary.
She's a missionary, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. She got sent to fucking Philly, and she's like, Philly.
This is.
I wanted to go to Peru.
Philadelphia. They got good cream cheese though.
Yeah, sandwiches.
Oh my God.
Rocky.
This movie just got even stupider for me.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot for putting that one in my head.
Yeah, she's a fucking missionary. Anyways, okay, so
I wonder how many times she looks at a dude and they just go, no thanks, and they slam the door in her face and run away. Or they just hide behind the couch with their, they see the Mormons, they knock, or she comes to the door and she's like, I am the water people. And they just hide behind the couch. And she can obviously see them because the drapes are open. And she saw that. She's like, I saw you in there. Open up.
If nobody's home, she leaves the watchtower under the doormat. Jesus has come.
I think one of the winning strategies for the water people missionaries is that they send their women out without any pants.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And so if you're a single dude, you're like, whatever you're selling, you're not wearing any pants.
So,
hey.
Are they fucking mermaids?
No, she's got legs.
Well, Ariel had legs.
Oh, and he definitely ripped that off. She was stealing people's stuff.
He ripped. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome, Hans Christian Andersen, rolling over in your grave.
Daryl Hannah had legs in Splash.
Yeah, we don't see that she doesn't have mermaid business because we never see her underwater.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but
we
when
never
she
see
gets
her
in
either.
When she gets in the shower and stuff, she doesn't change. So I'm going to assume that she has legs all the time.
Okay, all right.
Daryl Hannah didn't change. Oh, she did.
Yeah, she did. She got in the bathtub.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't come in here. I'm naked. Oh, well, I'm coming in then. Oh, my God, you're a fish lady.
Yep.
He's like,
where am
I
supposed to put my wiener?
He's like, why does it smell like tuna of the sea in here?
God, I love manatees. Hot manatees.
Hot manatees.
All right, so modern times now.
Yes.
Paul Giamatti is a question mark.
Superintendent. It says so on his shirt.
He's a maintenance man.
It says superintendent right on his shirt.
Yeah, I know what it's saying he is. Anyway, he works for this apartment complex.
His name is Cleveland Heap.
Cleveland Heap.
Tell us how you really feel, M. Night Shyamalan.
He's a heap of trash. He's a heap of human trash.
Because apparently if it's not Pennsylvania, it's crap. PA rules. He's from Pennsylvania.
You know the Browns aren't a good football team. He finds a bug in somebody's cupboard. This is his opening.
Is it a bug or a rat or?
It's a bug. They say it's a bug.
A grass dog got into their apartment and had a litter in their in their cabinet, and that one didn't make it out.
Grass dog puppies would have taken his eye.
Yeah. So he stabs this bug with a broom repeatedly.
Then leaves it there.
And the people in the back are screaming in fear every time he stabs this bug with a broom.
Yeah.
Because of comedy. This is the asshole who thinks he's the Neo of filmmaking, and this is his comedy? Fuck you, Buster.
You failed the test. The hardest thing to do in film is be funny. Swing and a miss.
He's not even close. This sucks.
It's bad. All of the jokes in this are awful.
Now, here's what happens when I'm at the theater. I'm a little like, what are people really? This doesn't seem right, but okay, I'll give it a shot. Then he starts out with this fucking dumb ass joke, and I'm starting to scoot towards the front of my seat, like maybe I'll just the very next scene, I'm gone. I'm out of the theater because somebody has been swimming in the pool and at night. The pool fucking closes at 7 p.m.
Yes.
At this fucking apartment complex. Does that seem right to you?
What's Pennsylvania?
You can't swim past 7?
Nope. Because Pennsylvania rules.
I bet you can swim till 10 in Cleveland.
Swim whenever you want in Cleveland.
You just get
you leave the ladies
conjunctivitis.
You leave the ladies in the Great Lakes alone, though. They are dirty.
Yeah, so there's some pubes in the pool filter, I guess. That's his beef with this whole thing is like the pool boy shows up. He's like, yeah, I don't know. There's shit in this filter, man. It's like pubes.
I cleaned it yesterday. It's totally clean. Now, one clump of hair.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody was in the fucking pool
Yeah,
at
that's
any
how
point
pools-
during the day.
That's how fucking pools work,
It
dude.
could have been at the bottom of the fucking pool.
Yeah. Yeah, there could have been a grass dog in there or something.
These guys are fucking like detectives of the pool.
It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to this apartment complex since he's arrived. Now, since his arrival, let's back up. He used to be a doctor, but now he's a superintendent because someone killed his family.
Yeah. He said he killed his family.
No, he said he wasn't home when they killed his family.
Okay.
So maybe
He feels like he killed his family.
it's his fault. What the fuck? Your family dies and you go from being a doctor to a superintendent of what's your... Oh, my family's dead. I can never be a doctor again. I should take a job as a superintendent.
He's
in
hiding.
Philadelphia. He's hiding from what?
People.
Paychecks?
Dogs.
His backstory sucks.
Well, his house sucks worse.
His house, you mean his cottage? His
Yeah.
apartment complex cottage.
Why doesn't he just live in one of the units?
That's what apartment managers do.
This is the only result you get from building this,
Mhm.
is the weird other side of the apartment complex,
Yes.
which is a cottage where the superintendent lives rather than one of the units.
next to the woods.
Next to the woods,
The Sherwood Forest of Philadelphia, as it
there's
were.
overgrowth.
Where's the parking lot?
They don't have one of those.
That's right.
They don't leave ever.
Because this isn't a real apartment complex.
No.
And he thinks that we're too fucking stupid to notice that.
Yeah.
Eat shit, M. Night Shyamalan. So he leads this new tenant, this new guy in. His name, I don't really know, but he's a film critic.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say film critic?
Yep.
I wonder where this is going. Now, we've seen the Deadpool.
Somebody's already done this.
Somebody has already done what you're about to do, M. Night Shyamalan. His name was Clint Eastwood, and he's just as big as an asshole. Much
done
better filmmaker.
4 really good movies,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Actually, like 6.
Much
Done
better.
6 really good movies.
He's done about 20 real
Bad.
movies.
Firefox is not good,
Yeah.
but it's fun to watch.
Deadpool also stinks.
Deadpool sucks.
So he meets all these neighbors, this tight community of apartment dwellers. They're like family. Everybody knows each other. Everybody hangs around with each other. They all have unique individual personalities because that's and motifs. That's how apartments work. This is Earth people.
Earth people.
That's interesting because when I lived in an apartment, I avoided everybody else that lived there.
Also, what I did, Sam, you're currently an apartment dweller. Do you?
I have one good neighbor
Who listens to the podcast?
who listens to the podcast.
Shout
yeah.
out to
Actually, that's not true. There's like 3 good neighbors, but that's out of a lot of people that live there.
Yeah. There's a one-armed guy. Well, a one buff-armed guy.
This
Reggie.
doesn't. Yeah, the guy that's only lifting on one side.
Uh-huh.
This doesn't work.
It's a scientific experiment for him. He's
Yeah.
basically Dave Grohl in Everlong.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Why?
Actually, if you ever have a serious injury like a break or something,
Mm-hmm.
when you go to rehab, they'll tell you to lift with your other arm,
Okay.
and it'll actually, your body wants to stay symmetrical,
Mhm.
so it'll actually put muscle on the other side if you're lifting with one arm.
So
You won't have any of the coordination, the strength won't work the same, but the size will be about the same.
is that why when you get your leg bit off in a shark attack, it grows back?
No,
Oh, okay.
does not.
We're
grow
not
back.
like geckos. You can't rip off a leg. It doesn't grow back the next day.
That'd be
In
cool.
fact, if you have a situation, I knew someone
Mhm.
that where one arm or one leg is smaller and it seems atrophied, usually you have a very serious spinal injury and have to have surgery.
I knew a gal in college that had different sized boobs.
That's
That's pretty common.
That's pretty
Is it?
common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an entire cup size smaller.
Well, that's extreme.
Had to get special bra.
That's not that uncommon either.
Is she a pirate?
Arr.
I don't know why. I don't know why I equated a different cup size to like an eye patch or something.
Did you tell her to quit sleeping on that one side?
Why are my boobies weird? This titty needs to walk the plank.
That's, huh?
He's having his own weird, like, boob fantasy over there about making a boob walk the plank, and we're like, what?
I actually just had a vision of a pirate ship being run by only breasts. Not even attached to bodies, just boobs bouncing around a boat and singing songs. And
They did that. It's called Heavy Metal 2000.
oh,
Yeah. There's also a booty joke in there we missed, but anyways. So there's one armed dude or one buff arm guy. There's a stare out the door guy. He's silent and weird. There's some chain smoking hippies, pothead dudes. Yeah, bro.
Yep.
We're gonna take down the system.
Through these guys, we know that M. Night Shyamalan has never smoked the reefer.
Right. Absolutely.
Doesn't understand it one bit.
Or met people in college ever. There's who else we got? We got crosswords puzzle guy and his kid,
Who's a cereal box reader.
Yeah,
Jeff Wright.
yeah. We got ex author who enjoys butterflies landing on her.
She's cat lady.
Cat lady. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. She takes in animals.
So he's it's just an excuse to introduce us to all these people who will be red herrings later.
Sure.
But-
You forgot about sassy rooster-haired Asian lady.
Oh yeah, Bok Choy, because her last name is Choi. They never say her first name, or it's like her first name they do say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Choy?
Shang
That's
Su.
terrible.
I'm pretty sure it's Shang Su is her first name.
I can't remember the actress's name that did this, but when M. Night Shyamalan found her, he was like ecstatic. He was like, "She's going to be perfect for this role. Awesome."
Because
so,
he's racist?
I guess. But her agent immediately demanded $1 million for the role.
Nice.
And
good work, buddy.
Warner was like, "Fuck you. We will find 10 more of anybody and stick them in this role." And so she settled on $100,000.
No, yeah. That's too bad. So that night, he sees somebody in the pool. He goes out there, and he's like, "You got to get out of here. It's not safe. You can't be in the pool. You can't be in there after 7 p.m.
And then he shows us why the pool is dangerous after 7.
Goes in the pool and almost drowns.
And then he gets out and slips and falls. And then falls back into the pool and pretty much drowns. But he's saved.
How deep is this pool?
8 feet.
You'd think?
Yeah, on the deep end.
You know, I've been to apartment complexes where they have pools. I've lived in several. They're usually about 4 feet deep.
Some of them are 6.
Yeah, some of them are 6. I think Paul Giamatti could just put his feet down.
This seems like also a really small pool for such a large apartment.
Yeah, absolutely. How many people live in this apartment complex?
200.
I think it's more than that.
Well, 300?
I think it's almost probably 100 units.
I was thinking, okay, fine. So then 300 people.
Yeah, 300 people. And at any given point in time, I bet you only about 20 people could fit in this pool.
Oh, 20 in that pool. That's tight company.
Oh, they're standing on top of each other.
That's a real friendly visit to the pool. You're
Get
not
to
going to know.
your neighbor.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know where that came from. Like, you're just going to be hands all over you and you can't accuse anybody.
Is that a gun in your pocket or
Yeah.
are you wearing swim trunks? Both? So he wakes up in his apartment and there's a naked Bryce Dallas Howard there. She's got one of his shirts on, I guess. That's the only thing she wears throughout the entire film is one of his shirts.
Yep.
No pants.
She's sitting in a way that he's just pretty much staring right at her crotch.
There's no way around it.
He's like, "Hi, which religion are you with now? I'm in."
Branch Davidian, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, tell me more about it. Now that you're not wearing pants.
Take your time.
And you're inside my house.
He's like, "You got to get out of here, lady, because I'm old fashioned. This is wrong."
I have already seen enough of that right there. Hi.
What is he implying here? You got to leave because I'm old fashioned that way.
Well, her vagina is showing.
So he can't see her vagina?
He's
trying to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
Which is by doing what? Asking her to leave? That's gentlemanly?
No, giving her some pants would be gentlemanly.
That would be gentlemanly. But he says, "You need to get out of here. I'm old fashioned that way."
Yeah.
That is not gentlemanly, Jackie. That's saying that he can't be in the room with her because he's going to get a hard-on and potentially assault her.
Wow, I really don't think that that's where that was going.
It's where it ends up.
Yeah.
Because there's like a weird cut, and then all of a sudden she's laying on top of him, and you're like, "Oh, geez, Mr. Old Fashioned."
Yeah, because then that's the next thing that they do is they snuggle.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
And then he says, like, "What I'm gonna do is get you some coffee, and I'll put you on one of the pool chairs, and then you can have the coffee when you wake up, and then fuck off or whatever."
And then you got to go home.
I'll
Yeah.
walk you home is what he says.
You're going to sleep outside on a pool chair
half naked
with no pants and a cup of coffee.
And whenever you get to your wherewithal, I'll come outside and walk you home.
Yeah, I'll do that. What do you think? Noon tomorrow? Good for
I
you,
don't know.
pantsless lady?
Yeah.
What an asshole. She's scared. She's like, I'm so frightened. I don't know how to do anything. But I'm not going to tell you what my story is because I'm just going to be weird and fucking vague as shit. Because if she tells you her story, well, then the movie's over. Because this entire movie is about figuring out what her story is. You suck, M. Night Shyamalan.
There's a good 12 minutes of story in this thing.
Right.
How long was it?
1 hour and 50 minutes.
That seems a bit lengthy.
You can't leave me outside because the scrunts are out there, which are the green grass dogs.
Rhyme it with something else.
Cunts.
No, I'm telling him to rhyme it with something else.
Oh.
When you make up words as a writer,
What, like
you don't rhyme it with that.
Beaver?
Beaver, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he could call them penises, and it would be better than scrunts.
Scussies.
Scussies. Penis dogs. I can't go back to the water. The penis dogs are after me. Oh, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, they're scrunts. He's like, okay, whatever. He takes her out there, and they chase him back into his cottage. So now he's on board. He has met this pantsless woman, questions her sexuality briefly, and then is all in because he saw a green dog chase him back into his... Which doesn't even make sense because he can't even see the fucking green dogs later. You can't see...
You can see him. I don't know.
Yeah. So he's like, what's going on here? What's this all about? I'll go ask the Asian neighbors because they've got all the answers to everything that is mythological because they're Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Because at one point she says that she's a Narf or something about Narfs.
Yeah.
Narf. She's a Narf.
Narf.
She's not a water person, which is what we're told they are at the beginning of the movie. Why didn't he just say, back in ancient times, the Narfs live next to man?
Because it's retarded. You don't call something a Narf.
A Narf.
It's... No.
Unless you want to have a pet of the Thundercats.
That's
Snarf.
Snarf, snarf.
Snarf, snarf.
So in other words, he ripped off the Thundercats too. You're a fuckhead.
Actually, doesn't... When Pinky and the Brain, one of them says Narf.
I don't know.
When, like, the plans are foiled.
Yeah.
Narf.
Narf.
Pinky says not that.
Yeah.
Narf.
There you go. So...
I'm going to start saying Narf then when, like, something bad happens and I don't know what to say.
When a lady shows up and she's wet and not wearing any pants, I'm just going to be like, Narf!
I'll be like, Narf. Beaver.
Narf Beaver.
Narf Beaver. Thanks, I just had it stuffed. So he's like, so what's the story with these Narfs? And sure as shit, they know all about the Narfs. It's an ancient Chinese secret, I guess. It's a bedtime story. They used to tell their children about the Narfs. And the Narfs were chased by the Scrunts when they came to land. And there's rules that the Scrunts can't break with the Narfs. And the sky, there's like a fucking eagle that comes someday to take them away. And
To
what
freedom,
the fuck?
because it's America.
A fucking eagle. Wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about, M. Night Shyamalan?
It's the Narf Scrunt War Eagle. War Eagle. Go Auburn. I don't know.
Okay.
But there's whatever tree dicks too.
Tree dicks.
What are the other guys called?
Tortudics.
Tortudics. There we go.
Which is also very similar to Tortuga.
Tortuga.
Pirates?
They're turtles. Tortuga is Spanish
That's
for
right.
turtle. Yes.
That's correct. And everybody in this movie has a special porpoise.
Oh,
no. That was awful.
That's how you do comedy, M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep. Take some notes, bitch.
You called him a bitch.
You've called him much worse.
I called him an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
You called him a bitch. That's awesome. Fuck that guy. All right, so they're like, so she's here. The Narf, this hypothetical Narf, if a Narf actually ever existed, because
Hypothetical Narfs. Excuse me, are you a hypothetical Narf? If you answer, I guess you're a real one.
actually I'm a rhetorical Narf. The hypotheticals live on the West Coast.
Oh.
So the Asian lady, the bok choy, is like,
You called him Night Shyamalan racist 2 minutes ago, and now you're calling this lady bok choy.
because her last name is Choi.
I know, but yeah.
And I think at some point the mom is called Bok.
I gotta know what her name
I think
is
she's
now.
Bok Choy. Because I think he's racist. Anyways, she's like, well, if an ARF ever were to arrive at, say, an apartment complex out of the pool, they would be here to meet a writer. Okay.
What?
Right. So he's got to go find out who this writer is, so that she could go home after that. Once she meets this writer.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, the first person I could think of is that film critic guy. I'll go talk to him. And he's like, yeah, I haven't written anything lately. Okay. How do you be a film critic and not write anything lately? It's my understanding that unless you're Roger Ebert or Gene Siskel, there's not a lot of money in being a film critic.
You have to be syndicated, like Gene Shalit or something. Like you have to write a column every week.
Every fucking week.
I think before you're doing, if you have a syndication column, that's all you have to do is one movie a week. That's great. You've hit the big time. Otherwise, what do you think? 5 movies a fucking week?
5 fucking movies a week. Now I know a little thing about being a film critic, and that it doesn't pay fucking dick. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon.com. You guys are not dicks. The rest of you guys are also not dicks. It's optional if you would like to support us. But
so you're an optional dick, is what he's trying to say.
You're an optional dick, and it would be nice if you paid us some dick.
Wait,
no,
you want
what?
Some dick?
No,
like $10 in dick.
No. Now we just sound like a podcast that's behind a dumpster at the tacos.
Yeah.
Terry, you can't be back here giving blowjobs for $10 at tacos. You got to charge 20.
Yeah, he was charging less than the triple taco combo. I think something like that.
Oh, Reno 911 was such a great show. All right, so he's like, so you're not writing very much lately, so it can't be you. Okay. I don't know where to go find one. He meets M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
in the hallway.
He scours the whole apartment complex until he runs across Jesus.
Shyamalama Ding Dong. Who is a writer.
Oh.
He's written a book. The Cookbook.
It's just like about my ideas about like the world and like leaders.
And society stuff.
What amazing ideas.
I'm hacking into government systems.
They're important secrets.
Secrets.
I got to get this work done. Okay, cool. Well, that's neat. Can you come meet this mermaid person named Story in my bathroom? She doesn't wear pants. He's like, yeah, I'm down with pantsless.
With pantsless ladies.
Is she hot? Well, she's Bryce Dallas Howard. I've heard she's attractive.
Yeah.
She's kind of weird looking in this movie, but either way, it's free beef.
Wait,
It's not a buy one get one at Albertsons, dude.
Free beef week.
free beef week.
Now, when you purchase a 50-pound, oh fuck,
You know what?
Man.
I got it.
Hey, Shyamalan, why don't you try again?
You know what?
I hated that. That drove me crazy.
Yeah, we never even mentioned that Paul Giamatti's character has the worst stutter.
He doesn't really stutter. It would actually be good if you said I have Tourette's or something, because it does seem like a weird tick, but it's not. It didn't work as stuttering. I don't think.
Right. It's more like Dom DeLuise laughter. Right.
Yeah.
That's how he starts his sentences. It sucks.
Mm.
Okay. Now you want to try your joke again? Or is it gone?
I still have my free beef week joke.
Free beef!
You know what I say during free beef week
What?
or free beaver week?
Mhm.
Damn.
Oh my god. Mine was, if you buy a 50-pound turkey for Thanksgiving, you too can get a free slice of beef.
Slice of beef.
Ugh.
One full lip.
Oh, that's
A lip.
gross.
A lip slip.
Oh no.
That's horrible, Jackie.
Disemboweled human parts.
Free loose genitalia.
Yeah.
Get your genitalia here.
It's next to the fava beans.
Okay, so he comes over and he meets Story, and he's like, "Yeah, that's a pantsless lady right there."
He gets a tingly feeling, which usually happens when there's a hot lady not wearing pants in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, he tries to go back to his apartment and yank it, but then,
He's like, "I'm tired. This has made me tired. I need to go lay down." Nothing transpires between these two on camera. They
No.
just stare at each other. And she's like, "Hey." He's like, "Huh,
Hey.
I'm tired." "Okay, well, why don't you take it easy?" says Paul Giamatti.
All right, man. Keep on keeping on, brah.
So I guess she's ready. She's done. She's accomplished her mission in life. Her missionary position. That's what she said. I just totally turned into the Office guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
For the sake of comedy. I'm good at comedy.
Well, it's time for the tuna boat to leave town on eagle wings.
Huh.
Yes, that is
That
one way
sure
of putting it.
is right.
You ever seen a hawk swoop down and get a fish?
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It is nature's most majestic spectacle.
Murder.
Murder.
Yeah, murder. But that's pretty much what's going to happen here. She's a murd person, and the eagle's going to come down and get it.
That is interesting that you phrase it that way, Jackie.
Gonna
She's
eat-
a fish lady
Fish lady.
who gets swooped down by a giant eagle.
That's one of my questions
And
for
we
the end,
don't
actually.
know. Okay, all right. Interesting. See, this is why we do this podcast, Jackie, for the benefit of mankind, for figuring out M. Night Shyamalan's dipshittery.
I just want to be an asshole to M. Night Shyamalan. If I saw him at a Target, I'd probably trip him so he'd hit his eye on one of those metal stands.
But then he would have a vision for a new film. It would be like that sequence, like when you get bonked and you're like, revelation, and then we'd be subjected to more of his films.
Yeah. Plus, it was you, so you'd try to attack him, but disaster would befall you, and you'd trip over something, and land in a family, and then he would make a movie called Lady at the Snack Bar.
Does she get any food from the snack bar?
No, you just land in a family.
Well, she needs to buy that turkey, and then she can have some beef.
What?
Fresh beef.
Yeah.
Roast beef.
Would you
curtains.
like it shredded for
shredded beaver?
for tacos, or would you like it covered for sandwiches?
That's now gone into a realm of grotesque.
Is this thickness okay?
This person is weird.
Yeah.
Did you say half a pound?
How much? I don't want. How thin do you like your roast beef curtains? Sorry.
You know, if the roast beef curtains are on sale right now, come take a peek.
Oh.
I can't breathe.
It's yucky.
Nice Paul Giamatti stutter impression right there.
Okay, I'm ready to move on.
All right, so it's time for you to leave, Bryce Dallas Howard. Nice to know you. Let's take you out to the pool, and then you get in, and it'll all be good. And she's like, well, you can't watch. Why the fuck can't he watch?
Because she's not wearing pants.
He's seen her beaver.
Those are, on the couch, she's just like, here's a little show. But when she's standing up, it doesn't leave much to the imagination, so.
I would think you laying on the couch with your legs open would show more beef than
maybe she
walking into a pool.
Doesn't want him to look at her butt.
Oh, the butt is sacred
in
missionaries.
Well,
position.
Yeah.
That's what she said. That's 2 times. Okay, so he's like, fine, whatever, I'll go do trash duty. And he's picking up the trash on the apartments, and he sees her run back into his cottage, which doesn't line up because he's up a stairwell, and she runs into the
stairwell.
Right, but he lives in a cottage that is not connected.
He just is doing work late at night for no reason.
No, I get why he's doing the work. Where she's running to doesn't work. She runs from the pool into his cottage that is not anywhere near any stairwells.
No, she just runs into the stairwell at the apartment complex.
Yeah, because she knows he's over there doing trash.
Into his apartment.
No, because they go into M. Night Shyamalan's apartment after that because he can't make it back to that pool house. So she's in M. Night Shyamalan's bathroom for the next half of the movie.
Oh, I thought that was later. Okay. Well, she's got scratched up on her legs because she got scrunted a little. Gentle scrunting.
Gentle scrunting.
Yeah. And he's like, wow, that really sucks for you. And then the scrunt busts its head through the wall and tries to bite her.
It just is this disembodied scrunt head that comes from nowhere and then disappears. It makes
busts through a concrete wall.
There was a pane of glass there in the door.
There was a pane of it busted through glass.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, Jackie, because all you can see is its head sticking through a hole. If it busts through glass, then there would be glass shattered everywhere and the whole fucking thing could come in. But it still doesn't make any goddamn sense because later it gets inhibited by a fucking wood door.
It can't open doors.
It can't bust through doors.
No.
But it can bust through either giant windows or concrete walls.
It wasn't a giant window. There was it was a small window, maybe 1.5.
That's at ground level?
Yeah.
Because she said, no, it doesn't work, Jackie. It busts through a wall. But it can't go through doors. Fuck this stupid shit. Anyways, so they run away, and it can't go through the hole that it created to chase them up the fucking stairs.
Well, I don't think I ever see the scrunt use stairs, so I think they're not good at stairs.
Then why don't they just hang out upstairs? We're on the 2nd floor,
They do,
fucker.
for the next, 50 minutes.
Yeah, I can't get us.
They can't.
Just throw, spoons at it and stuff.
Yeah, pennies.
Yeah, fuck you.
There's pennies from heaven, fucker.
Taunt that scrunt.
How about I have to come down there for any reason?
Try not to eat the postman.
Yeah.
So he asked the Choi family what happens when a Narf gets scratched. So that hypothetical Narf. Just say it hypothetically gets scratched. What would that hypothetically mean?
Yeah.
Well, it would hypothetically mean that you would need to dive down into the pool through a cave that exists at the bottom of the filter grate and into her aerial museum of collected belongings of humans and find some mud to cure her.
Magic mud that has a special name that I've already forgotten.
Yeah, because you can't fucking understand anything.
So, they just say, the lady just says it's magic mud. We don't know about the magic world under the pool until he goes down there and gets a rock, not mud.
Right.
It looks like an asteroid or something.
Did she build this cave, or did this cave exist and they put a pool on top of it?
I'm going to say that cave existed and they put a pool on top of it.
And if you go through the grate, how does the filter work?
There isn't. any physics. It's a magical world under the pool.
It's a magical world. And it's a
My
magical day.
problem is that he comes back out of it. He won this Cleveland heap can hold his breath for 15 minutes or something like that.
Suddenly is a very strong swimmer.
Very strong swimmer. And then gets a rock, not mud, comes back out, heals with it, and then they have a conversation. I went down into the magic world under the pool and got the magic rock. Everything's fine. And nobody goes, wait, there's a magical world under the pool?
This whole time? Or like just recently since this pool lady showed up? I think it seems old.
It seems like it seems like a whole other world under the pool that we're now going to ignore because it's not really a big deal.
Under the pool, under the pool,
Under the pool.
under the pool.
Under the pool.
Down where it's wetter, where we keep sweaters. Naturally.
Hakuna Matata.
Dogs will be meaner if you show them they're a beaver. Something Cleveland.
Cleveland Steamers.
Cleveland Steamers.
We could write a whole new song for this movie.
So, Troy stops by. She's like, hey, I got more information. I just keep coming by with all this new stuff about the story to slowly reveal to the audience because you can't do it all at once or whatever. She's like, there's these Tortuga dick guys. They're like gorillas. And that's the only thing that the green dogs fear. Just want you to know about that. Also, there's one special Narf within every Narf society, and that's called the Madam Narf.
Madam Narf.
She's like a queen. She like gets be super awesome one day.
And then she's going to commit Harry Carey.
Yeah. Why? Sorry, what?
Madam Butterfly. That's...
I thought she just showed him his wiener.
Yeah, very unrelated.
Then no one actually does seppuku.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun. Harry Carey. Cubs win. Cubs win.
Hey.
So because this hypothetical Narf, the Madam Narf, if it exists, that means that the Scrunts can break the rules, which I guess they play by the rules.
The Scrunt is willing to sacrifice its own life to break the rules to kill a Madam Narf.
What are the rules?
You're not supposed to kill the Narfs when they're going back into the pool.
Why would the Scrunts give a fuck? Who made these rules and who enforces these rules?
The rules are enforced by the tree dick people.
So
Tortuga.
The only way to get the Tortuga dicks.
What are they called really?
Tortuga dick.
No, it's like tortellini.
Tortudick.
Okay. Tortudick?
Yeah.
Okay. They make the rules.
Based off of Tor Johnson and his infamous two dicks that he had. Tor Johnson.
Tor Johnson.
I'm going to need to look that one up.
The best kind of joke. One that requires extra reading.
Fascinating character, that Tor Johnson. He's no Tor Go, but... So, yeah, whatever. They break the rules. They seem like bad dogs.
Bad dogs.
So I don't really think that they give a fuck, really, about these rules. But because the madam is there, that's what's going on. This Scrunt is breaking all the goddamn fucking rules. It's a loose cannon Scrunt.
Yes.
Not to mention, it's a solo Scrunt. Is there only one Scrunt
they're
ever?
Too expensive.
Right.
When you build a whole apartment for a movie, special effects get kind of minimalized.
Hey, I'm a Scrunt. I can suddenly break all the rules. That means that there's a Madam Narf nearby. Wouldn't you be like, oh, snarf, snarf, narf, narf. And then like a bunch of Scrunts show up and like just eat everybody in this apartment complex?
Well, I mean, why not?
Yep. So, Shyamalan stops by. He's like, feel good? Feel great? I talked to that weird pantsless lady. She made me feel tingly in my privates.
Yeah.
And that's cool with me. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you your future. One day you're going to write this, or you're going to, somebody's going to read your book and be influenced so much by it that they will one day lead the world. And also, you're going to die.
You're going to fucking die.
As a martyr.
As a martyr.
For your ideals.
For your, somebody will kill you.
Because you are the greatest ideologian.
Ideologian, yes. What an asshole. Paul Giamatti gets some more details. He finds out that there's, in this whole equation, there's some humans with superpowers. There's a guardian, and he thinks he's the guardian.
Yeah.
There's a symbolist that's also like a translator. There's a guild who use their hands.
The Guild of Hands?
Yeah, because that doesn't seem creepy.
World of Warcraft, Ian? That's what I'm thinking.
Lost some serious coin to the Guild of Hands one weekend.
Yeah, right. I had to reboot my character. And then a healer as well.
Yeah.
Which she believes is the cat lady.
Cat lady.
Because the butterfly landed on her.
Mm-hmm.
That's the butterflies flock to the healer. So he brings them all. He gets the symbolist is the crosswords guy, and the guild is the hippies, because they're the only group in this movie up to this point. Yeeks. So he brings them all to this shower where she's hanging out with no clothes on. They're like, hey, there's a mermaid in there.
And it's weird because the way that they shot this, they're peeking around 3 separate shower curtains.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Neat.
They
don't really have
free
any
beef.
other reason. They're like, I would ordinarily, that's a nice beaver. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, I guess she must be a Narf. I'll buy it.
That's premium beef.
Yeah.
That is not free with your turkey.
It was free with this turkey.
What?
Of a film. Nobody questions this.
No, everybody's in from the get-go.
So guys, I'm glad we're all here together. Feel free to enjoy the beaver show in front of you, but
Yeah.
I've got some explaining to do here. She's a Narf, and there's a grass dog outside that's trying to eat her. We're just trying to get her back in the pool. You guys have superpowers now. I bet you didn't see that coming. So you in? Yeah. Why question
Why not,
any of that?
dude? Yep. I wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah. Okay. So the symbolist uses the crosswords to translate some tips, like how to do this. The guild's job, he says, is to start a party, because that's how you start a party, is with your hands. If you have hand superpowers,
Yeah.
the Guild of Hands is only good at starting parties because of hands.
Hands. High fives, right?
Yeah, right.
Parties.
Bro.
Yep. That's what happens at parties. High
Pizza's
fives.
here.
High five.
Who's paying?
Got another keg? Yeah, you need your hands to throw a party.
Yeah.
Can't do anything else with your
You can't
hands.
throw anything without your hands.
But what about those people that have the feet?
You could
With the
kickstart
long
a party.
toes.
The feet, well, they can throw stuff too.
Yeah, you could kickstart a party.
That's the Guild of Feet. They come in and kick you in the balls.
Kickstart my heart.
Stomp your ass.
Yep. The Guild of Feet were here, these scrunts wouldn't be a real problem.
So if they throw a party, they're going to distract the scrunt, and then she can just
This is a
gently
stupid plan.
get into the pool.
Like, oh, there's a party and I'm a scrunt. I don't fucking care now. I'm distracted by the party. I'm a grass monster who only has one purpose.
Eating the children of Narfs.
Narfs that break the rules, but I'll break the rule to eat this Narf.
Right. Who only
Narfin.
needs to get into the pool.
That needs to get into the pool.
But she's a
So if
slow
she gets
walker.
into the pool, then a giant eagle's going to show up and take her out of the pool.
But
Okay, so
Mm.
either way, this
Mhm.
scrunt needs to narf on some narf.
Snarf, snarf.
Snarf, snarf.
And only a party will distract it.
Well, they're thinking a party will distract it because they're all fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're all fucking idiots. Okay. So he's like, Paul Giamatti's like, I'm the fucking guardian. I'm going to go have a confrontation with this scrunt, even though we've got a plan to get around it. But for some reason, I need to have a showdown right now. Okay, well, what you're going to need is a mirror. And you're going to have to look at it backwards. Just like something called fucking Perseus and the Medusa.
Sort of.
That's it. This is exactly the same
Well,
thing.
he can look at it at a certain point, whereas you can never look at Medusa.
Yeah, but he can't see it unless he looks into a mirror backwards, just like fucking Shiny Shield.
Yeah.
This guy who says that film critics are assholes because they say that there's no originality anymore. This is the guy who's coming up with originality by just ripping off Clash of the Titans. Yes, I know it's not from Clash of the Titans, but come on.
Yeah.
What an asshole.
Well, either way, if I'm Paul Giamatti, I'm like, all right, so don't tell me what to do until I'm at the point where I'm already doing it.
Right.
Let's not have a plan up front.
Look into its eyes.
Yeah.
Say these magic words.
I think the movie would be a lot different if I was the superintendent. The naked chick shows up.
You would quit and move?
Oh, no. Yeah, well, I would want one of the units.
You know what I would have done at the very beginning? I would have called the fucking police.
Oh, no. When she showed up naked in there, I was like, okay, if she's on drugs, I'll get rid of her. Otherwise, she can stay. It's Bryce Dallas Howard. She's hot. But either way, during this part, I'm like, okay, give me the rundown on what's going to happen here. And she'll be like, okay, you get a mirror. I'm like, okay, I'll see it with a mirror. Check, grab a mirror. I'm grabbing some other things. And she's like, okay, go ahead. And yeah. So, okay, and then when you get to see it, then you're going to say some magic words. Okay, you can tell the magic words over the walkie-talkie. That's fine. And then you'll be able to hypnotize it with your eyes. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Let's try that out. And then she's like, okay, do you see it? Yep, I see it. Okay, now say the magic words. All right, I said the magic words. Okay, now you're going to be able to hypnotize. Are you hypnotizing it? No, I fucking took its head off with a shotgun.
It's an ex-scrunt.
This scrunt is not happy. Are they good to eat?
You know, I've never tried them. Gamey.
Probably gamey.
Yeah. You are what you eat.
Pralines and dick.
So it doesn't
Pickle
work.
dick.
This whole fucking plan doesn't work. He's not the Guardian.
He's not he didn't bring even a stick to whack it with if things went south.
What was going to happen here?
He didn't have a plan. He was getting told the plan while he was in the middle of doing it.
Right, and we never find out what that plan was.
Okay. If he can stare it in the eyes, then it'll be hypnotized.
He's like, fuck off for 10 minutes?
He would be in a staring contest that lasts forever.
Right, okay.
If things would have gone right, that would have been a bad deal. And then I guess she could have ran into the pool, and then he would be stuck there until he died.
So he can't control it. The thing tries to attack him. He eats shit. And the film critic guy is standing behind him. And he's like, what are you doing down there? Because the film critic guy scares off the scrunt suddenly?
The scrunt can't be seen by normal people until later when the same person sees the scrunt and it fucking eats him.
Right. And many people see that. Oh, Jesus. You broke your own fucking rules all over the place, buddy. All right. So it's party time now. It's time for plan A. Party. A party.
Why isn't the band playing?
Yeah, they bring her out, stick her next to the pool. They're saying like, "Oh, well, it's gonna be so great for you when you go back to the pool and the eagle pulls you away and takes you someplace else." We're just gonna get this party going. Operation Team Go. They got like code signals and walkie-talkies and all sorts of dumb shit, like they're the fucking kids from Stranger Things. Yeah, but there's no music playing.
Why isn't the band playing?
Are you repeating his line, or are you actually asking?
Why isn't the band playing? I could be doing both.
Yeah.
The band isn't playing.
Why isn't the band playing?
What happens when the band plays?
The scrunt goes, sweet jams, bro. That's seriously what is implied. Like, I will fucking be distracted by this shitty Toadies band.
Maybe it has a Alice in Wonderland Disney ending where it dances like John Depp.
No. So what it's for is that it will become confused with a crowd of people, but they need the crowd of people not to watch her get taken away. So the band is to make everybody else look towards the band while she gets in the water and the eel comes, picks her up so that nobody else sees it.
Because we don't want to know about the Narfs?
Because we're not allowed to watch unless we're part of the guild, the guardian, the healer, or whatever.
Why?
Because fairy tales.
Okay, good answer. All right, well, that's better than I did, Jackie. But it doesn't work. There's no music. Everybody it doesn't matter, Jackie, because she just gets scrunted. She just gets pulled away anyways. Everybody's like, where's the music? Push her in the fucking pool. Just push her in the goddamn pool. She's right fucking there. Nobody's paying attention to this pantsless woman during this scene.
She's got a trench coat on.
Well, she doesn't have pants on.
There were reasons to cover that thing up, apparently.
Yeah, push her in the goddamn pool. But she gets eaten and dragged away. And then Paul Giamatti's like, I'll save you.
And then the scrunt that almost killed him, and his only purpose and mission in life is to kill her, stops for no reason.
Skitters away in fear because the not guardian is there.
The guy that it could easily kill shows up.
Yeah, so let me give you in a little secret. Dogs do not let go of their food. And especially wild dogs.
What about grass dogs?
Apparently they're fucking chicken shits.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not willing to fight for the beef curtains.
So now she's all cut up, brings her in. The group's like, oh man, we totally got our roles wrong. If you're not the guardian, then I'm not the symbolist, and these guys aren't the guild, bro. This is what is spoken right here. I don't know any of this stuff. I never felt good about any of this stuff, so I'm not the symbolist. What arrogant narcissist would think he knows people? Pan to film critic.
Yep.
He calls the film critic
Yes.
an arrogant narcissist when he casts himself in his goddamn movie as the savior of mankind.
Yes. And then he kills the film critic with a dog that he's not supposed to be able to see.
And he makes the film critic a total
He's not
butthole.
even very good at being a butthole. Like, I didn't even realize the film critic was a bad guy until he gets sort of eaten. And it's like, he's sort of stuffy, but really there's nothing wrong with this guy.
Right. And except for the fact that he hates M. Night Shyamalan movies and speaks out loud about it.
Yeah, so he deserves to be eaten by a grass dog.
Because he's an arrogant narcissist.
Yes.
Who am I talking about? I don't know. You can infer that, dear listener. What a fucking asshole. What could you what's M. Night Shyamalan again, Sam?
Well, I mean, in terms of like learning comedy, he's kind of a bitch.
All right, so it turns out that the symbolist is actually the crosswords guy, Kid, who reads cereal boxes.
This is with the crossword puzzle. He was sort of going through the motions. Of like, there's some sort of mythic code that's out there. They're not even like the backs of cereal boxes. This kid's just staring at fucking cereal boxes, speaking the fucking magic words, and you're like, what?
I have something to declare. Kid tested, mother approved.
Yeah. These are good for your heart. This one's got a lot of brand.
There's a bee on that box.
Yeah. What do you see, Timmy? I see more. I see that we have too much fucking cereal in our house. There's like 12 boxes of cereal.
So much cereal.
I know. Like, there's only one kid that lives there.
He loves
Is that all the dad feeds him? It's like, okay, top shelf is for lunch and dinner.
Which is Trix and Cheerios.
Yeah. And then bottom shelf is Captain Crunch and
King Vitamin.
yeah.
King Vitamin?
Yeah.
Yummy.
That's what I ate when I was a kid. I loved King Vitamin.
What the hell's King Vitamin?
I don't know. I think it was like a generic version of something, but it was like corn pops, sort of, but delicious. And there was a king on the cover or on the box, and he was a very friendly king. And then on the back, like depending on what box you got, you could cut off this mask on the back. You could be like the jester or the knight, and it was all king theme. It was awesome. King Vitamin. If anybody out there remembers King Vitamin, sup.
You got grape nuts.
Ew.
They stay in your teeth until like 2:30.
Yeah, they're concrete.
Yeah.
I got Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, you were spoiled. Anyway, so kid's like, yeah, I'm the actual interpreter. Here you go. You need a group of 7 sisters. Get them together. They're the actual guild. Also, we never showed you that they existed in this film, so that you could obviously see this red herring coming. I'll try to trick you, M. Night Shyamalan, into thinking that the fucking hippies are the guild.
I thought the guild was the chicks from the beginning because he showed them to me so many times.
What chicks from the beginning?
They're in the first shot.
Yeah, they're the daughters that are scared of the thing, and then we see them again.
Okay, so you
pool.
see them, but you're not introduced to them or what they are.
You're shown these people for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
For long periods of screen time twice.
Right.
So they have to be somebody.
Yeah. All right. Turns out Paul Giamatti's the healer.
Yeah.
So he sticks his hands on her and says some stuff about his family. Oh, I'm sorry that you're dead. And then I quit my job as a doctor where I could have actually helped people to come to be a superintendent and fucking fish pubes out of the pool. But go ahead and heal this woman by the power of man.
Yeah.
By the power of fish people.
Fish people.
He at one point says
the power of dead children compels you.
That his children's faces remind him of God.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say that, man.
Ugh. I think it's super tacky.
It's super fucking tacky and a little blasphemous.
And
Anyways,
it's very, like your own
narcissistic.
genes are pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so she's all fixed up. And it's try time number 2 time. And the scrunt is locked inside the hallway after
It's stuck
eating.
inside from eating the film critic who's not supposed to be able to interact with it by the rules of this movie.
Correct. And it can't get out, but then it slowly does.
It starts scratching the door like a dog that wants outside, like it's going to pee next to the door if it doesn't get let out.
Yeah.
It's the most horrific creature ever, and it can't just jump through it's a glass door. And so it just scratches it.
So
it's the same kind of door that it jumped through.
No, that wasn't the door.
It was. It was too. It was a glass. Okay, never mind.
It didn't jump through it, and then it busts the door out, as if the door could open backwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the door opens the wrong way.
Commercial doors always open inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's out. And I'm coming right for you, narf narf. And then Reggie's like, the one-armed buff guy from the Everlong video comes out, and he's like, hey, fuck you.
He doesn't even do
dog
that.
Thing.
Like, they realize that they're in a stalemate in the encounter, and he's like, he's not attacking. Why? And he just looks back, and Reggie's just watching this eating chips.
Right.
He's got a plate of chips, and he's just like, that grass dog's pretty big.
There's a lady with no pants and a grass dog. All right.
Meanwhile, all of this is happening in quarter speed slow motion because this is
high drama.
Climactic.
Yeah, excitement to the max. Well, interestingly enough, an eagle fucking flies in.
Yeah.
And then some Groots jump out of the trees.
These are the Tartudics?
The Tartudics appear to be half Groot, half Ent.
They have
gorilla.
gorillas. They're apes. They're tree apes.
Tree apes.
And these tree apes give this grass dog a very light beating.
It doesn't like it, though.
No.
And then they drag it into the fucking woods.
I guess.
That's the last you see of it.
Of any of it.
And everybody's like, I guess we're all set here. Enjoy your trip, fish lady.
Yeah.
And the eagle picks her up and flies her off. The end.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get.
I think I would have been, had I been the maintenance guy, it would have been a different plan for me for the end with the grass dog.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do a party. We don't have to do the whole thing. Like, okay, on my count, I'll just say go. You run for the pool. Well, what about the scrunt? And I would show up on a John Deere riding lawnmower
and run the fucker
and
over.
run the fucker over. And the grass dog would be like, John Deere, like it's a commercial, right? Oh no! And then a bunch of little unhappy grass dogs shoot out the back. I'm like, oh no, our plan's ruined. Buy more John Deere riding lawnmowers.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was my question. What does happen when the lawnmower man comes and that grass dog is just hanging out?
Right.
Yeah.
Or and the sprinklers are running all the time in this movie too.
So that is apparently from one of the things that is said in the children's book, is that the Narfs caused the sprinklers to turn on.
Because they have water pressure?
Yeah. Under pressure.
Boom, 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 boom.
It would be fine
No, it wouldn't.
if the sprinkler
Electric
system had been blown out already and they're empty and suddenly they're filled with water in the presence of a water person. But what that is saying to me, Sam, is that this water person causes water to run away from them.
Or switches on. They fuck with the switches on your
Just walking the garage.
landscaping equipment. Yeah.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No.
That's not magical.
Uh-uh.
Fuck off. Right. Jackie, you want to ask your questions first at all?
Okay, so I've only got one more now.
Yeah.
Where were these fucking tree people at the whole time? If they're supposed to be part of this story and they're supposed to be guarding, they're goalkeepers of the rules or whatever. What the fuck were they doing the whole time?
They're hanging out in the trees.
Well,
waiting
good.
for
Those trees?
They were waiting for the slow motion.
Oh.
So they could jump down and you'd be like,
Whoa.
this is in slow motion. The music's telling me that this is the climax of the film, but what I'm seeing right now is extremely boring.
Uh-huh.
Like, this is terrible anticlimax.
Yeah, they have do something earlier, stupids. Tortu dicks.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Or you got to commute? Or what the fuck? Yeah.
The flying monkeys were busy, and so you had to get your own ride into this area.
Yeah, right.
Or you thought it was going to be the pool at the other apartment complex, and you got lost on your way.
Mm-hmm.
I got a pretty big one.
Sure.
Why is she there?
To tell Jesus what to do.
Unfortunately, that's not true.
To make Jesus realize to do what, because he's just amused. She doesn't actually do anything.
She tells him to quit smoking pot and write that fucking book.
He has written the book.
Yeah.
The book is complete. She meets him. They stare at each other. He gets funny feelings in his pants.
I thought he finished it, though.
And then she tells him his future, that he will die. She tells him his future is the only thing that she does to him that affects him in any way. The book is written.
No, it's not. He wrote it a little bit after she met her.
Oh,
Like
so
the
he
last
edited
2 pages or something.
No, God,
he was like, "And government greed." Period.
So she does nothing. She doesn't do anything.
She gives a free beaver show to like half the complex.
Right.
Yeah.
She doesn't muse anything.
She makes Paul Giamatti feel bad a lot.
Yeah, she dredges up some old ghosts, some hidden pain.
And his character never fucking has a transformation. He goes on no journey.
It's
At the
supposed
end of
to
this-
be.
Yeah, well, so he's like feels good about his family's death now
No,
because he talked about them one time.
he
No, he still feels like shit. And he's still fucking superintendent.
Yeah, but at least he realizes that he can be a doctor again.
No, he
doesn't
doesn't.
even do that. He doesn't do anything.
No, he just stares up at the sky and thinks,
But fucking Bird took that lady. Which we should.
And now
answer
that's
the
my
big
question. Does that eagle eat her?
That eagle eats her.
Because she's a fish.
It doesn't take her. Where?
She's from the fucking magic thing under the pool. She just needs to go back there.
I don't think she is. I think she's from the ocean. And like she took a bus to fucking Philly and then found this pool. Like, oh, I've got my muse sense that I'm not going to use.
So she built a fort underneath it?
she found a fort. It just was there. And she's like, cool.
Good, there's a fort here where the filtration system should be.
Otherwise, she just like chill out at the pool all day. Like when you put your arms up on the railing and like cool, sitting poolside, cool guy. That's what she would do.
listening to the Toadies.
House. Yeah, right.
I come from the water. It's like her favorite song. She just repeats it.
Primus
Yeah.
and Toadies in the same episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
Chips.
fucking eats her.
Yeah,
it
it
eats
eats her.
that fish person.
Yep.
Now this is what I think is the big question.
Okay.
Does this mean anything?
That M shithead llama llama.
If we let's just think of it as a fairy tale that has a
moral
or
story in it.
Yeah.
What
That's what
it
fairy
would be
tales are for.
saying is that mankind is useless without the Narfs. That we cannot be better than what we are. We need fish
Watery
people
tarts.
to do it. Who then get eaten by eagles.
Yeah.
The circle of love.
There's no other way to take it. That we require these muses, as what he's trying
Sure.
to say shittily, except for the fucking work was finished, to come and tell us our future. Because my other question is, what do Narfs do? Not just her, not just Bryce Dallas Howard's Narf character. What do the rest of them do? What did they do in the past when they were so awesome to our life? Because it seems like the only thing she does is not wear pants and tell people their future.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that the origin of water nymphs was that they drug you down to the bottom and drowned you.
These aren't water nymphs, Jackie.
I
These
thought
are
that's what they
his
said.
own
She
creation.
said they're like a water nymph in the movie.
Well, because they live in the water. They're Narfs.
They're Narfs, man.
We're the Narfs,
They don't-
na-na. We're the Narfs, na-na.
They don't believe in anything.
Nihilistic.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
nihilistic Narfs. Hypothetical, nihilistic,
Narfs.
rhetorical Narfs. So, is this worse than Winter's Tale? Because
Yes.
that's the other fairy tale we've done for the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
I think so too.
It is, and it's tough because Winter still sucks really bad.
It doesn't suck. It's awesome. I love that movie.
I like that movie too.
There was things to laugh at. The problem with this one, again, is that he was actually trying to make jokes, so you couldn't laugh at it because the jokes were unfunny.
Could you riff it?
No, because they won't stop talking.
Right. And you, in order to view this film, you must try to figure it out like we have done and
Yeah.
failed. So you can't riff it. You're right.
No, it sucks.
No, because
sucks.
we had to stop talking so that we could actually hear what the hell they were saying.
Like, what? There's fucking eagles in freedom? What?
Eagles and freedom, America.
I liked how
America ate her.
she was going to be free with this eagle, and then at the end it was, oh, what we meant to say is this is how we pick our new leader, and you're going to go back and be the madam.
Or be eaten.
And you know what madams are, right? They run the whorehouse.
We're on the whorehouse, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they let their beeves hang out.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
When the eagle picks up the naked chick, it's time to head to West Philadelphia.
Yep, and order a turkey so you can get the special at the meat department. Final recommendations, guys.
No.
Don't do it.
No, I gotta say, don't do it either.
It's too hard. I had never seen it before, and I couldn't focus on what was happening in front of me. I was zoning out. I had to try my hardest every 5 minutes. I didn't even see the eagle pick her up. I lost focus in the climax of the film. I was like, oh, the eagle's flying away. Did he get her? Is he eating her? What's happening here?
Because the other thing that we never commented on is how poorly this film is shot.
Oh, God. The long takes got away from him. It happens.
Lots of out of focus stuff, weird locations to shoot
Sometimes
from.
he started the shot on the bush, and he, like, just for the pacing, he needed the whole thing. So you're just like, yep, you're tracking over a fucking bush.
Yeah,
Neat.
right. A bush. So what happened, Sam, you did see it, it's just completely unremarkable and vague as shit, is the eagle flies down and wraps her in its wings. The next shot you see is the eagle flying in the air. The shot that it shows that is shot from underwater, within the pool. So you're looking up at fucking pool water
I
at
couldn't
a
even-
fucking bird.
I couldn't even tell what was going on.
You
And it
have
was,
to infer what is happening.
I was losing focus. I was just like, what?
The camera has lost the focus.
Yeah, it was worse than the end of Unbreakable, which is, I think, I had held Unbreakable's ending as the sort of bar for anticlimaxes because it's like a guy who doesn't get colds fights a guy in a jumpsuit who we don't even know who he is. Slowly, there's no punches thrown. They kind of tussle about in a hotel room in slow motion for about 6 minutes, and one of them falls over. And you're like, this is the end of a superhero movie? What the fuck?
Yeah, I got to give it a don't as well.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Too bad. It's not too bad. Don't watch any of his movies.
Yeah, don't watch any of his movies. We're going to have to watch another one, unfortunately.
God damn it.
You'll see him again. On streaming do's and don'ts this week, We've got 3. Sam, you're taking the primary helm here.
I got 2, yeah.
You want to talk about Security on Netflix?
Security with Antonio Banderas.
Too sexy.
Very sexy. It starts out very interestingly that he's like this major mercenary dude, but he just needs work, so he takes a security job at a mall. And he's like all kind of gruffed out, and he doesn't really look like Antonio Banderas. I'm like, oh, this is going to be like, maybe he's going to do some of his Spanish acting for us in English. Once the action starts, he's twirling around like a ballerina, and he's doing the he's fucking shooting 2 guns in every way, and just like flying. And
it sounds awesome.
It's a do. It's fun. It's not great, but it's like a 60% do, and basically it's just a Assault on Precinct 13 in a mall.
Okay,
but you get Antonio Banderas's action from assassins in it.
Yeah,
is he saving the Gap?
I think they make fun of the Gap in the movie, actually.
Sweet. Okay, so due on Security.
Yes.
Was that this year that came out?
Yes, that was this year that came. It actually just came on Netflix, which we should say it's on Netflix. Probably within the last 2 months.
Okay. All right. And then you also watched The Recall on Amazon Prime.
Recall, because I watch every Wesley Snipes movie, no matter how bad.
Yeah.
And
should this one have been recalled?
I can't, in good conscience, recommend it, even though there's a couple of things that Wesley Snipes does that are really funny, that like save the movie experience for someone forcing themselves to watch a Wesley Snipes movie. But ultimately, it's in that same category as like the Lost Boys 2, The Thirst, or The Tribe, not The Thirst. The third one was awesome. The second one was just this teenage movie that they tried to stuff the vampire thing into. This is the same way. It's this teenager movie. They just sort of kind of jam Wesley Snipes into it as this crazy hunter dude. But it's about like aliens that come down. I mean, it's on paper, if you read it, you'd be like, this sounds fucking ridiculous and awesome. But in practice, it's teenagers staring at each other going, what do we do? What should we do? Where should we go? What should we do? He's got a hurt ankle. What do we do? What should we do? Wait, is your shirt wet? What should we do? And then every once in a while, Snipes shows up and says something fucking crazy. And you're like, oh, that's funny. And then, oh, we got to run over here. Let's go over there. What should we do? So it sucks. It's not a do, but hopefully he will get his action movie factory will pick back up again, and we'll start to get the movies that we used to get before the prison sentence anyway.
Well, Jackie and I watched a riff tracks on Amazon Prime called Ruby from like 78 or so.
I thought it was older than that, but maybe not.
It's fucking wild. Ruby is insanity for sure. I'd like to tell you what it's about, Sam, but
if you tell people what it's about, I think it gives too much away.
I don't know what the fuck it's about. But there is a lady, her name is Ruby, and she's like Cheryl Ladd's character from Twin Peaks. She's like the old cougar in town.
Yeah.
I'm fancy. She's totally hamming it up like no wire hangers.
Okay.
What the fuck is her name? Faye Dunaway.
Faye
Dunaway, yeah.
She wears nightgown, like formal gowns to go to bed type of person.
Mm-hmm.
And she
has her own stage.
Yeah, she has
like a theater.
She runs the drive-in theater next to the swamp, and she has a mansion from owning the drive-in theater next to the swamp.
Yeah, dude.
And then I don't know.
There's a dead lover.
Happens from there.
Yeah, we know that there's a dead lover.
We know that there is
from the very beginning of the movie.
Very old man in a wheelchair that doesn't say anything and is blind.
I've never figured out who he was or why he was there.
She may or may not be boning the guy that runs the projector at the theater.
The projectionist?
Yeah.
Known adulterers.
Yeah, right. And the sexy. All of them. And then she's got a daughter who we don't know who's fathered this daughter, who doesn't speak because of fright. I can't say anything more because I would be revealing the plot. Ruby with riff tracks is a total do.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because it's
I-
bananas.
I laughed so hard.
It's insane. It is. We could have done Ruby if it had more, notoriety. We totally could have fit Ruby right in Nonsensical November because we could not figure it out. We have no idea what's going on in that film. So, next week we'll be getting off Nonsensical November, potentially transitioning into Christmas-ween. Sam, it's your pick next week. What do you think?
I totally spaced off. I can't remember. I have it picked. I wrote it down, and I don't remember what the hell it was.
Alrighty.
Crappy. It's not coming at you in 3D. I came up with something else, and it'll be a surprise.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy your week, guys. Get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.